Hey, everybody, Dr. David Evans here. I want to thank you for your time, all you watching, all of our viewers who are watching on our PIC Television Network. I want to thank you for being blessed. We want to welcome our audience from Portugal. We want to thank you for our audience from Canada, our brand new audience that we have from Argentina, Mexico, our brand new audience from Germany. We are excited about bringing you some of the presenters, some of our show hosts that are going to be coming on our PIC Television Network. And I'm excited, and I want you to be excited about our brand new television network showing now on Roku with 43 million people. We're excited about the PIC Television Network, and we want you to know that our network is for the people, with the people, by the people, our PIC Television Network. I have some great men and women of God that I want to introduce you to and introduce the world to, and they're going to tell you a little bit about themselves, who they are, what they do, and how they're going to be a part of our PIC Television Network family. All right, let's start with Dr. Gofflin. Come on, Dr. Gofflin, introduce yourself to our PIC world.
Thank you, Dr. Evans. I'm Dr. Dennis Goffin out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a native Baltimorean. I have a nationwide consulting firm called DMG Professional Services. And what we do with that is we work with churches and ministries all over the country in terms of church consulting. I'm also the international prelate for the Global Conference of Bishops. And my personal ministry is Living in Favor Global Network. And we have a worldwide global network that we do teaching material for ministries all over the globe. And it's good to be a part of the PIC network.
Thank you, Dr. Gofflin. Brother Bass, Pastor Bass, can you come and tell us who you are and where you're from?
Yes, sir. God bless everybody. My name is Cole Terrence Bass. I'm from the great city of Memphis, Tennessee, one of the great places to live. But I come to Memphis by way of Chicago, Illinois. And I'm here in the beautiful city of Memphis, and I pastor the Champions Church of Memphis. My secular employment, I am an orthotic fitter. So I help people with diabetes. I help them acquire the proper therapeutic footwear, kind of trying to stop and avoid amputations and other foot problems. And I am excited to be a part of the PIC network.
Thank you, Dr. Bass. I want to bring on Dr. King, my good friend, Dr. Dante King. Can you tell us who you are and what you bring to the PIC TV network?
Yes, my name is Dr. King. I pastor the Forward Church outside of Washington, D.C. with my wife, Dr. Kimberly King. I'm also the owner and the CEO of King Enterprises. And we do various things from energy to materials, government contracting, here and literally all over the world. And so we do financing, helping people scale their businesses, and even starting to get into some joint venture and joint capital things.
Thank you, Dr. King. Brother Damon Fair, come on, tell us who you are, bro.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Brother Damon Fair. My background, I started out in gospel rap, songwriting, went into gospel theater, went into a couple of productions there, and now just really blessed to be an author, speaker. I've authored 2 books. One is called Champion Victory Over Heartbreak, which deals with people who are going through heartbreak, maybe a loss of a spouse or a bad breakup, something like that. And it really shows us how God can get you through those things and make you better. The second book is called Monday's Coming. It deals with workplace success. And also have, I call it New Truth Media with my upcoming shows called Yah Life Live. Of course, most of you know Yah stands for Yahweh. And what we do is we examine news clips and what's going on in the world from a biblical perspective so that you can kind of see it that way. And also, we're going to be active in the community. So it's really, really good to be here.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Brother Fair. I wanted to say thank you to all of you who are on today. With the vision of the PIC Television Network, I've been praying for people like you to come to have shows on our television network, because the world needs to see Dr. Dante King and need to see Dennis Gofflin and to see Dr. Bass and what you have to bring Brother Fair to the world. And the PIC Television Network has 4 perspectives. That is entertainment, education, information, and inspiration. Those are the 4 hubs for the PIC Television Network. And all of you bring something to the audience in your area of expertise. You know, when I talk to Dr. King and I talk to Dr. Gofflin in finances, and I want to ask both of you this same question. First of all, I want to ask Dr. King, as far as finances is concerned, you know, you help people to make good investments, good decisions about money, and a lot of times, Dr. King, we as African Americans, we don't use our money wisely. We don't have the right investments. I don't know, because we may not have been raised that way. We may have been just the spenders and not the savers. I want you to talk about some of the things that you do in your field that you can help 43 million plus people on the PIC Television Network with when it comes to financial information. And I'm going to ask Dr. Gofflin the same thing.
Amen. In general, the church has done the African Americans a disservice as it relates to finance. And I'm talking to preachers, so you know y'all might hang up on me. We've done the people a disservice when it comes to financing because we taught you just to tithe and sow and hoop and holler. And I believe in tithe, I believe in sowing. I'm gonna say 2 things, and I'm gonna pass the mic. The Word of God says means there's seed time and harvest. No farmer ever seeds and harvests simultaneously. There's a time you must go get the harvest from the seed that you sown. Secondly, God never tells us to save. One of the scriptures we read about giving, it's amazing how we have such erroneous teaching about it when he talks about the people that gave the talents to. The 1 talent, the 3 talent, the 5 talents. At the end, he says, you should have took my money to where? To the exchangers. You should have invested my money. You should have exchanged my money, not save it. You should have exchanged my money, and you could have got a return on your investment. So we need to go beyond just tithing and dancing, but teaching people that investment is biblical. Last thing I'll say is when it comes to money, one thing God never does, God never adds. Don't in the Bible does God ever add your money. He only multiplies it. And so if I multiply your money, 9 times 9 is what? Come on, 81.
18.
Plus 9 is 80. Same numbers, just in reverse. So you got what you need in your hand. If you add it, you're gonna get 18. You multiply, you get 81. Same numbers in reverse. So we need to do a better job of teaching people that that investing is biblical. Matter of fact, he cursed the man who saved it. He said, I saved it and gave you back what's yours. He said, you slothful, you lazy servant. And he took what he had from him. So we need to do a better job of teaching people how to invest and make wise investments.
Wow. I want to, Dr. King, I want to ask you a twisted question on the same thing after I come from Dr. Gofflin, because the PIC Television Network is not going to be geared towards only Christians. What about if I'm a wealthy man and I spend my money every week at the MGM, and you know what that is, or do something else? I want to be able not just to talk to the church audience. I want to reach the world, because we're talking to people in Puerto Rico, Germany, Canada, Argentina. Some of them may never come to church, but they still have the same usage of the money that we have. And I want to be able to use that information that you have, Dr. King, not only for the religious mindset, but for the world's mindset. Dr. King, I want you to work with that, and then we're going to come back to Dr. King to give us that twist on that.
Thank you, Dr. Evans. I think this is a good pairing because my financial focus is not on the individuals, but on the institutions. So I work with churches and nonprofit organizations all over the country. And we work with not-for-profit organizations as well as religious nonprofit organizations. I've been working this particular enterprise for 38 years now. And we have a global outreach in terms of working with ministries, trying to get them to get their corporate structure together legally, organizationally, and financially. We have a team of accountants that work with us. We have a team of lawyers that are working with us, and we provide corporate management services and try to show churches how to structure and run their organization properly so they could do things. Now, I think that makes a good pairing, because as you deal with individuals who need corporate structure, you also need the corporation or the churches or ministries to be corporately structured so they could offer these things and manage their money right, so that either they could get grants or loans that will help further the vision of the church. Nobody seeks to build till they sit down and count the cost. I can't tell you how many banks I've dealt with that gave us sacks of stuff they need us to straighten out because the church comes to us with a vision but don't have things organized. And so we work on getting them organized so when they go in to talk, they have some sense of organization, have their financial structure, the organizational structure, and everything is set up properly so they could bring those things together. So our firm focuses on that light, and we have some partners that we team with who help us with those programs also.
Wow, excellent. Dr. King, so when we're talking about stewardship and from a holistic standpoint and money management from a holistic standpoint, to address the church. But what if I'm an everyday Joe? I'm going to work every day. I don't have my 401k in place. I don't have anything in my savings account. I'm just blowing my money, hanging out, doing things. What can I learn from you by listening to you on your presentation on PIC on your money management show?
One thing you said, that the operative word is management. Most people mismanage their money. So that's the first thing. And if you're going to be successful when it comes to finances, you cannot mismanage your money. But most people love their beings. They live beyond what they can really afford. Most people have things to impress people who really don't care about them anyway. And at the end of the day, we have no savings, we have no investments, we have no IRAs, we have no retirement, no 401ks, because we don't manage our money. Anything that you mismanage, your money, your marriage, your body, anything you mismanage will eventually break down and leave you with nothing. First thing you got to do is manage it. Second thing, some people are entrepreneurs. You have people that's watching you right now who are entrepreneurs. You have to ask yourself, number one, is my business set up correctly? I mean, I know we love LLCs. You have S corps, you have C corps, you have holding companies, you have shell companies. Depends on what do you want to do with your business, and is your business scalable? So you need to understand, can I scale my business? Your business is not scalable. And so those kind of the basic things that you were with me, Dr. Evans. I did a whole Facebook series about this, teach people how to start your business, how to get your corporate structure, your corporate veil, and going beyond just having an LLC. What do you want to do with this business, and how will you manage what you have? Let me say this lastly, money doesn't change people. Money is only a magnifier. So if you mismanage $1,000, you're going to mismanage 100 million.
Wow, this is awesome. I can't wait to watch your money management show on the PIC TV network, and also Dr. Gofflin, business management. Business money and management. We don't like to talk about the subject in church a lot about money, but as Dr. King said, it's one of the things that we need to be educated more, especially with the next generation, with the Cash App generation. With the Giverfly generation, with the electronic giving generation that we have today, people don't even carry money like we used to in our pockets, but now they have a way we can swipe stuff and things of this nature. So we have to be educated, and because you guys are specialists in this field, millions of people are going to be blessed by your gift. We're going to come back to you for a minute. I want to jump on over to talk to my main man, Dr. Bass from Tennessee, about health and education. One of our shows we have on here is our Black Health channel. I was thinking about deleting that, and one of my good friends, Dr. James Lee, said we need that because of diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol. Dr. Evans, keep that Black Health channel because we need that channel. I want you to address some of the health issues because you're out there in the field, you deal with people with the diabetes, and when should we, or those who may be concerned, to take steps to take action if you have this problem? Dr. Bass, it's yours.
Well, there are 34 million diabetics in America. Now, it may be more, but it's an estimate that there are 34 million. And many, believe it or not, many of these diabetics are within the Black community. They're in our churches. They're part of our organizations, part of our fellowships. They're our pastors, our apostles, our leaders. And diabetes is a very terrible disease, and it does some terrible things to the body. So, believers, many of us believe in healing. Many of us believe that Jesus heals. I am a firm believer that he does heal. Exodus 15:26, I am the Lord who heals you. Psalms 103, bless the Lord, and forget none of his benefits, who forgives all of our iniquities and heal all of our diseases. So we believe these things. But what happens with us in the church, even after people have prayed for us, we go back to the same sloppy lifestyle. We go back to eating the same foods that we shouldn't eat. We don't drink enough water. We consume too many sodas. We eat a lot of processed foods. And so as a result, there's wear and tear on our bodies. So not only do I believe Dr. Golphin and Dr. King talked about finances. Not only do I believe that Jesus saves, but I also believe that we can live a healthy lifestyle, and I also believe that he heals. So it seems the PIC network, not seems, but the PIC network is covering. It's covering territory that we within the Black community, we really need to hear. So this won't be the run-of-the-mill television network where we just scream at you, yell at you, and then we let you go about your business. This will be empowerment so that we can help you live a better life, and so that we can connect you not only to God, but connect you to his word and connect you to people who are experts in certain fields to help empower you so that your life, the life of your children, the life of your grandchildren, we know a good man leaves an inheritance unto his children's children. And so we want to establish that legacy through the PIC network.
Wonderful. Amazing information. You know, when you're working with people in your field, Dr. Bass, and serving folk who have diabetes, man, and you with them every day. I know you're praying for them on the scene,
Yes.
man, but is there any more advice you can give towards people who may have problems and afraid to go in to get checked out?
Well, you know what? Go to a doctor. That's number one. A lot of us as Black men, we don't even go get physicals. My brothers, go to the doctor. Go and get checkups. Go to a doctor, and then follow the doctor's advice. Get you a good nutritionist. There are diabetes classes all over the United States. If you have diabetes, go sign up for a diabetes class. They will show you how to prepare meals. They will show you the proper way to take your medications, the proper way to test. These things are very important. Some men, as a result of diabetes, they develop erectile dysfunction. They develop low testosterone. It's just a smorgasbord of problems. But go to the diabetes education classes if there's one in your community. Go see a good doctor, and just follow steps to help you live a better quality of life. Because sitting at home saying, you know, we've got this thing in the Black community, well, you know, we're gonna die with something. That should never be your testimony. That should never come out of your mouth. Well, you know, I'm going to die with something. No, never say that. Get up and seek the help that you need. And for some that don't have health insurance, believe me, I understand, because I run across people every day that don't have health insurance. You know, there are clinics, low-cost clinics in many areas, and you can go to these low-cost clinics, and you may have to pay a little out of pocket, but guess what? Paying a little out of pocket is much better than having a leg amputated. It's much better than having toes amputated, or or the neuropathy getting so bad until it sets up gangrene or other problems where you've got open ulcers and nerve damage. All of these things come from diabetes. So get some help. Just get some help.
Amazing. I'm gonna ask Dr. King and also Dr. Goffin to come back and talk about health. These men of God definitely have been on the planet long enough, like me, to know that it's important to go to the doctor to get checkups.
Yes.
And I'm so happy about your show coming up on Black Health, man. We definitely need to take it serious. We got too many people leaving, checking out too soon because they're not taking action on their health. I can't wait to see your show, man, on our health channel. We're going to come right back in a few minutes. Those who are watching us right now, we wanted to have Brother Fair to come on to talk about what he has to offer to the community and to the PIC Television Network family. Come on, Brother Fair, waiting for you, bro.
All right. Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be here. And as these brothers have been speaking, I've just been soaking up game, and it's really great to be around, men of God that have a great knowledge base. So, they say iron sharpens iron, so it's great to be on the show. I just started a new show. It's going to be called Y'all Life Live. Again, it has its own Facebook page right now. I've just been kind of like posting articles and taking care of some other things, but that is what will be presenting to the show. And I would say that the mission behind it is just to educate and shine a light on mainstream media. And because I feel like, and most people know that a lot of times with the mainstream media, they are kind of set up to have everyone thinking a certain way. And followers of Christ, we have our own set of beliefs based on the Bible and biblical topics. So what we'll be doing is just kind of filtering current world events and issues in the nation and the community through the Bible. So it'll be like just really reporting the news, but also what God says about it, number one, and also what type of action should you take as a result of it. Because as followers of Christ, God wants us to mobilize and not just know the news, but use that as information to empower ourselves to do the will of God. And for example, it will talk about a lot about what the brothers discussed today about how to eat to live, the truth about it. The brother talked about finances. We'll talk about education. We'll talk about community service and serving the community. But not only that, but we also want to be active in the community. So there are plans to go out on the streets and bring the word of God to the people and tell them about Jesus and feed the homeless. And I myself, especially once the COVID-19 dies down, I really want to go to the prisons, the group homes, wherever God takes me, but specifically those people who are hurting, who may have given up in life and just may be in a bad place right now. So not only that, but then again, I wrote the 2 books. The first one is out. It's on all the websites, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, Amazon, which is Champion Victory Over Heartbreak. And then the second one is my editor has it right now. That one will deal with workplace success and talk about how I became a top 5% sales rep. And so I believe that those experiences, not only for me, but to help other people as well.
Seeing African American brothers come together, Black men come together for this network, for this time and age. When you see so many black brothers in prison, and I got males on here who are my colleagues, who are my brothers, who are educated. We're not on TV just doing entertainment to make people laugh. When I look at a Dr. King who's educated in the financial field that helps my finances to get better. When I listen to Dr. Gofflin, who's an expert in business, he helps my business matters to get better. When I listen to Brother Bass from Tennessee, who's on our team, have his show, that's helping me to take care of my health. And then I listen to our young, strong brother, Brother Fair, from the entertainment aspect, and it gives a holistic view. So when we turn on the television, we just don't want to be stereotyped in one aspect. The Pick TV network, again, we have education. These are professional black men. I want the whole world to know. These brothers are professionals. They spent their life in what they're talking about. I put them on the stage, Dr. King, Dr. Gofflin, with anybody in the world. And I'm telling you, these brothers can go toe to toe when it talks about financial management, business. They know what they're talking about. They're experts in their field and they're professional. And I'm so happy again with our channels, with our states, with our channels, our shows coming on. You guys are bringing a whole bunch of information to the table, not just to the Christian audience. And we thank God for everybody who Christians watching, but somebody may be surfing, Argentina or from Germany while you sleep. They may turn it on in Mexico or Canada and say, man, I was really helped by that. And this is what we're trying to do. I think Dr. King and Dr. Gofflin, we grew up in the era of BET. Even some of the shows today that we look at is mostly entertainment. We laugh at the programs. Thank God for good times. I know Bernadette Stan is a good friend of mine personally. And some of the other shows that are out there. And I think it was a wonderful time growing up in entertainment. But we need to be educated. We need to be informed. That's why we have a job fair channel on the Pick Television Network. That's why we have a Healthy Fathers Talk on the Pick Television Network. That's why we have a Book Authors Talk for people like Brother Fair to talk about your books on our Pick Television Network. So we have entertainment, we have education, we have information and inspiration, so we can meet the holistic man's need today. So when we have these 24 channels, I want somebody to turn it on and can't turn it off because they're listening to a Dr. King, a Dr. Gofflin, a Brother Bass, or Brother Fair's programs and say, man, this is really, really awesome. I love it. Let me get my man, Dr. King, on for a second. We worked together on an outdoor project, and me and you were on this project together, Dr. King, about how one of the brothers who was in a store, and he had some Black Lives Matters paraphernalia on, and they didn't serve him. And Brother King, you worked to get the place shut down, man. Tell us a little about why you were so motivated to get out there, man, and to get involved. You could have stepped back and said, that's their problem. But why did you come out there and start marching and demanding that there be change, bro?
It's passion. I've been doing this since Trayvon Martin. When I was in Sanford, me and one of my other colleagues was Sanford, and from Ferguson, you name it, I've been there on the front line. And whenever I think that there's a cause, I think it's imperative that we get involved. Also, we spend $1.8 trillion a year as African Americans, and we consume more than we ever produce. So whenever our money, not just our Black Lives Matter, but my Black dollar matters. And the fact of the matter is, if I would spend my Black dollars in Black communities, we could raise 1.2 new Black millionaires every year. Every year, there could be 1.2 new Black millionaires who just spend our money in our own communities. So we have to shift the paradigm. We have to change our mindset that my brother's ice is just as cold as the other ethnicities' ice. That my brother's stage play is just as good as somebody else's stage play. That my brother who has equipment for diabetes just as good as the other man's stuff. My brother's financial literacy is just so. Until we shift that narrative, it was important to march. Dr. Evans, we have to march. We have to allow our community, first of all, to see that we care about our own stuff. If we don't care about our stuff, nobody else will. So it's important to me to let my voice be heard. And if God has given you a platform, it must be used to push the narrative.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I mean, you're so passionate about it, man. Talk to the brother who was out there. He went into the store at the fish market and they wouldn't serve him because he had some Black Lives Matter shirt on. And, we worked together. And I want to talk a little bit about Dr. King, your wife, man, and what she presents to the world, because she's going to be on our beauty channel. Talk a little bit about her, man, and how she's in a superstar lane. Come on, Doc.
Man, I married up. In the words of Jay-Z, I got the hottest chick in the game rocking my chain.
No, I got the hottest chick, man. No, I got the hottest. I've been out there. I got the hottest chick. Come on. Don't stop boxing with me, man.
You mentioned BET earlier, which is funny. So my wife was at BET when they went a trailer. So when Bob Johnson started BET, my wife was there, worked with a gentleman named Derek Rutledge, running the whole glam squad. So for the whole existence of BET, my wife was there. Every celebrity you've seen, you name them, every celebrity, every politician, anybody who's been anybody, my wife has done them. Most of the movies you've seen, from the Avengers to you name them, Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett, let's go down the list. Serena Williams, blah, blah, blah. She's done everybody. So she's a celebrity makeup artist. But she lends her craft not just to do makeup, but she actually has classes about empowering women, about the things that we're talking about in health, and emotional stability and finances. So she's used her platform to empower women literally all around the world to find your better you. She has a book called Brain Beauty, because if your brain not beautiful, nothing else matters. So my wife is really amazing, and I'm just blessed and highly favored to have a wonderful helpmate.
Man, you got in the boxing ring when you talk about you got the best woman, man. You know me, Doc. Especially when I was back in the day golfing, man, Bass. I had my waves in my hair, man. I had the diamond in the back, the sunroof top. I had the wingtip shoes, man. I had on my teeth in right, man. The dude was Doc. They used to call me Mac Daddy, man. Mac Daddy back in the day.
Man, you still killing them, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, we got to get your wife's book because we have a channel called the Book Authors, and they can come on in to talk about their books. Sure. So we got people around the country that needs to see her books and get her products. So we definitely want her to be on the channel. I want to ask Dr. Gofflin a question about how do you feel, man, when you from Baltimore, Doc? And I gotta hit you hard, man, when you see our brothers and sisters out there, from Baltimore. And every time I go over them Pratt Street, Charles Street, man, they're out there with their hand out trying to get some help. And, I don't know what's going on today in that level, but tell me about your background coming from your town back, the Baltimore Ravens city, man. Come on, Gofflin.
Well, I was raised in the city of Baltimore as a child. My dad was a bishop in Baltimore, and there are a lot of things that I remember about the city growing up. I escaped inner city. I was raised in West Baltimore, so I saw quite a few things. Actually, I'm a high school dropout. I dropped out ninth grade when I was 15. Got drafted in the Army when I was 18. And from there, my educational endeavors academically went on from there. I went to college and went to several degrees. I got 2 masters and I've got a few doctorates. All those came much later. Escaping the abuse and things came. But I guess in every inner city, we have this problem. But I want to mention too, Dr. Evans, while you're talking about this, that you are actually going to be on the Roku channel network, and that's good. I remember when that streaming channel started some 20 years ago, and it's now become huge. And so this PIC network is going to have so many different channels, and the platform it has with the audience already built in is going to be tremendous. I'm on several other Roku channels, and it's been a tremendous time with media and all. But you know, we're going to have this problem of people not being able to have things they want and go up. And I got the social need problem, and that's where we are now. We're between piety and protests. We see the protests going on with groups like Black Lives Matter, but we see the piety going on too with ministries who are trying to move on the religious end. So we've got to partner this protest and piety so we can bring about some change in our society.
Dr. Goffman, man, this is amazing, man. When I hear you talk, man, and know where you come from, I remember Ralph Green on the greatest men free gospel, and you coming over there doing seminars for us. Always, man. Remember growing up, you one of my role models and mentors. You know the wisdom that you have. Just for a minute, man, talk about you living in Jerusalem for that time you were there, and your love for the Lord and your knowledge for the Lord while you were there living in Jerusalem. I've never been, man. It was my hope and dream to learn how to do Greek, Hebrew, and to live in Jerusalem, man. But you've been there. Talk about that for a minute, Doc.
Well, I pastored in Baltimore for 14 years. I was going to Baltimore Hebrew University, which was called Baltimore Hebrew College at the time. And I met a lot of friends. We were doing Hebrew studies, met quite a few friends. 1994 was a enlightening year for me. So in traveling back and forth to Jerusalem for about maybe 7, 8 years, I got to know quite a few friends. So I went over in 94 for a 6-month sabbatical, but I wound up staying in Tel Aviv for 2 years, off and on, back and forth, and then finally migrating to Cuernavaca, Mexico, where we did ministry with Latin American countries, Cuba, and so forth. My time in Jerusalem and in Israel itself was in northern Israel, Tel Aviv, and in southern Israel and Jerusalem. It was interesting time studying and learning more about the background and the efforts of what we call Christianity, not only the theological, but the cultural backgrounds, and finding through Ethiopia and other places some of the Black heritage of some of the Orthodox churches and the Coptic churches and the things that are involved into where we are now in terms of finding a rich church history background.
Just super amazing what God has done in your life, man. Dr. Goffman, it's a blessing. I'm so excited for what you're going to bring to the PIC Television Network, your programs, your information. It's going to help so many people around the world. Maybe some of the people in Germany, Argentina, you know, we can get you to speak to them and to really to be blessed by the information you will provide. I want to go to Brother Damien for a minute. Damien, being one of the youngest persons on the show, on your show coming up, and on this platform today with us, the senior group, you know, the adult group, you know, you being a young man, and your time, you know, with COVID-19 and going forth in the new generation era, man. How do you feel to being an African American that's not there on drugs, man, not out there doing crazy things, breaking in places, man? How do you feel to being a young person, you know, in this culture and time that we in? Do you still fear when you get pulled over a policeman by getting shot, or, you know, being looked at funny, man, being a young person walking down the street? Talk to us, bro.
Got you. Well, first of all, thank you for calling me young, because you feel older every day when after you pass 40. It's like you feel. But I will say honestly, you know, I have to be honest. Like, I think most Black men, including myself, I get nervous when the police are behind me. Even though I know my tags are good, my license is good, you know, you just have the feeling that those lights are gonna go off, you know, at one point, and you're gonna be pulled over. I have to be honest that I haven't really had I've had very few negative interactions with the police. Of course, I have been pulled over driving by black. I think most black men have, especially when I was younger in my 20s. But you know, it's a little inconvenience and then you're on your way. As far as like being out here, not on drugs and stuff like that, I just feel blessed, you know. Um, I always kind of had, I think a lot of that is you know, when I gave my life to the Lord at 20, you know, he just really delivered me from a lot of things. And I'm just grateful that that I was, one of the things he gave me was a solid sense of purpose and direction and destiny. And it's so strong in me that at times when I have forgotten that and I've decided, well, I'm just gonna go to work and have fun and just, you know, enjoy my time on the weekend and just cool out. I lived like that for several years and I was absolutely miserable because I knew there was more to do. So it led to a lot of anxiety and depression. And then once I said, you know, okay, God, you know, I'm gonna do what you want me to do and follow your will. He just kind of led me in baby steps, you know. And you see here now with me being on the show. So, you know, I just remember I have to remember to pray for people and use my free time to help, you know, help people who are less fortunate or didn't really have that direction. But you know, I just feel blessed, man, you know, blessed and protected and, you know, just trying to do the best I can and you know, finish the will of God for my life. I don't know if you guys are speaking, I can't hear anything. I'm a what I'll do is leave the stream and go back in.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc. I gotta end this one.
No, that's the one they're in.
Yeah, but I gotta come out. Brother Fair, can you
Yeah,
hear
I'm
me?
here. I hear. I'm here. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
I
I
hear
hear
you.
you.
Go back to your last.
Can you hear me?
You can't. He said you can't hear me. Can't hear me.
No, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear you.
I can hear
Hold
you.
up. Go there, cause it's like it's frozen.
Yes, frozen.
Yeah,
Can
you're
you
frozen.
hear me, Doc?
Yeah,
I hear
you
you.
are frozen, but we can hear you though.
Yeah,
The screen is frozen.
the screen is frozen, but we can hear you.
No. Can you hear me, Doc?
Yes.
Something is on mine is frozen for a minute. Hold up, let me see something.
Close it, David, because it's got me on it.
Okay, I'm gonna close it out and we're gonna reset. I'm gonna close it out and reset.